Welcome to Wisdom Audiobooks. Have you ever felt trapped in regret, stress, or pain? Wondered why letting go feels so hard? Letting go is more than an act, it's an art. It's about shedding the past's weight, freeing yourself from burdens, and making room for peace and joy. In this audiobook, we'll uncover the power of letting go, offering tools to transform your life, rediscover your true self, and embrace the present moment fully. Start now! Introduction. Before we begin, I'd like you to pause and reflect on these 3 questions. Are you weighed down by responsibilities that leave you drained and overwhelmed? Are you clinging to pain from past relationships, missed opportunities, or mistakes you can't forgive yourself for? Do you feel disconnected from your true self because you're constantly striving to meet others' expectations? If any of these resonate with you, take heart, you're not alone. Millions face similar struggles daily. The good news? There is a path forward, and in this audiobook, we'll uncover it together. Let's embark on this journey toward freedom and self-discovery. As the author and publisher of The Art of Letting Go, I want to assure you that this audiobook is crafted with care, compassion, and a deep understanding of the struggles you may be facing. My goal is to provide you with practical strategies, heartfelt guidance, and inspiring stories to help you navigate the process of letting go. By the end of this audiobook, you'll have a clear roadmap to release what no longer serves you, heal emotional wounds, and build a life filled with peace, purpose, and happiness. As the great philosopher Lao Tzu once said, "When I let go of what I am, I become what I might be." This profound wisdom reminds us that letting go is not about losing, it's about gaining the freedom to become the best version of ourselves. So, whether you're here to heal from past pain, find balance in your busy life, or simply grow as a person, this audiobook is for you. Stay with me until the end, and I promise you'll walk away with valuable lessons you can apply immediately to transform your life. Your wisdom journey starts here. Chapter 1: Understanding the Power of Letting Go. Before we dive into the practical steps of letting go, it's essential to first understand what it truly means and why it holds such transformative power. Letting go is not just about releasing something. It's about creating space for something new. It's about freeing yourself from the chains of the past, the weight of expectations, and the fear of uncertainty. But here's the truth: letting go is often misunderstood. Many people confuse it with giving up or losing control. However, as we'll explore in this chapter, letting go is actually an act of strength, courage, and self-love. In this chapter, we'll answer 3 critical questions. What does it really mean to let go? Why is letting go so difficult for most of us? What are the incredible benefits of mastering this art? By the end of this chapter, you'll have a clear understanding of the concept of letting go and why it's such a vital skill for living a peaceful, fulfilling life. So, let's begin. 1. What does it mean to let go? To truly understand the art of letting go, we must first define what it means. At its core, letting go is the act of releasing attachment to things, people, emotions, or outcomes that no longer serve your highest good. It's about making peace with the past, accepting the present, and trusting the future. Let me share a powerful quote by the renowned spiritual teacher Eckhart Tolle. Sometimes you have to let go of the picture of what you thought life would be like and learn to find joy in the story you are actually living. This reminds us that letting go is not about erasing our dreams or desires, it's about aligning ourselves with reality and finding beauty in the journey, even when it doesn't look the way we imagined. Now, let's break this down further. Letting go can take many forms, depending on the situation. Here are some examples. Letting go of toxic relationships, releasing people who drain your energy, disrespect your boundaries, or hold you back from growing. Letting go of negative thoughts, freeing yourself from self-doubt, guilt, or resentment that keeps you stuck in a cycle of pain. Letting go of unrealistic expectations, accepting that life doesn't always go according to plan and learning to adapt to change. But here's the key distinction: letting go is not the same as giving up. Giving up implies defeat, while letting go is an empowering choice. When you let go, you're not abandoning your goals or dreams, you're simply releasing the things that are holding you back from achieving them. Let me illustrate this with a short story. A true story that perfectly captures the essence of letting go. A true story, The artist who let go. There was once a talented painter named Sarah. For years, she dreamed of creating a masterpiece, a painting so beautiful that it would earn her recognition in the art world. She spent months working on it, pouring her heart and soul into every brushstroke. But when she finally finished, she felt deeply disappointed. The painting didn't look the way she had envisioned. Frustrated, she decided to put it away and start over. Weeks later, a friend visited her studio and saw the painting. Her friend was amazed by its beauty and urged Sarah to submit it to an art competition. Reluctantly, Sarah agreed. To her surprise, the painting won first prize. When asked about her secret to success, Sarah said, "I realized I had to let go of my perfectionism and trust that my work was enough." Sometimes, the hardest part of creating something beautiful is letting go of the need to control every detail. This story teaches us that letting go is not about losing, it's about gaining clarity, freedom, and the ability to see things from a new perspective. So ask yourself, what are you holding on to that's preventing you from moving forward? Is it a relationship, a belief, or a dream that no longer aligns with who you are? Remember, letting go is not a sign of weakness, it's a sign of strength. It takes courage to release what no longer serves you and trust that something better is waiting just around the corner. 2. Why is letting go so hard? Letting go sounds simple in theory, but in practice, it can feel like an impossible task. Why is that? To answer this question, we need to explore the psychological, emotional, and societal factors that make letting go so challenging for most of us. The fear of uncertainty. One of the biggest reasons people struggle to let go is the fear of uncertainty. Human beings are wired to seek security and control. When we hold on to something, whether it's a relationship, a job, or even a belief, we feel a sense of stability, even if that thing is no longer serving us. Letting go means stepping into the unknown, and that can be terrifying. As the philosopher Soren Kierkegaard once said, life can only be understood backwards, but it must be lived forwards. This quote reminds us that while we may long for clarity and certainty, life often requires us to take leaps of faith without knowing what lies ahead. For example, imagine someone who stays in a toxic job because they're afraid of not finding another one. Even though the job is making them miserable, the fear of unemployment keeps them trapped. Letting go in this situation requires trusting that better opportunities will come, even if they can't see them yet. Attachment to the familiar. Another reason letting go is difficult is our attachment to the familiar. Our brains are wired to prefer what's known, even if it's painful, over what's unknown, even if it's potentially better. This is why people often stay in unhealthy relationships or cling to outdated beliefs. They're afraid of losing the comfort of familiarity. Think about it. Have you ever held on to something simply because it felt safe, even though deep down you knew it wasn't right for you? Maybe it was a friendship that had run its course, or a goal that no longer inspired you. The truth is, familiarity can be deceptive. It gives us a false sense of security while keeping us stuck in patterns that no longer serve us. Societal pressure and expectations. Society also plays a significant role in making letting go difficult. From a young age, we're taught to value persistence, hard work, and loyalty. While these are admirable qualities, they can sometimes lead us to hold on to things long after they've lost their purpose. For instance, consider the pressure to stay in a failing marriage because divorce is seen as a failure. Or the expectation to keep climbing the corporate ladder, even if it means sacrificing your health and happiness. Society often rewards perseverance, but it rarely teaches us the importance of knowing when to let go. As the Dalai Lama wisely said, remember that sometimes not getting what you want is a wonderful stroke of luck. This reminds us that letting go isn't always a loss. It can be an opportunity to create space for something better. Emotional baggage and past trauma. Finally, emotional baggage and past trauma can make letting go particularly challenging. When we've been hurt in the past, we often carry that pain with us, whether consciously or unconsciously. This can manifest as fear, anger, or resentment, making it difficult to release what's holding us back. For example, someone who has experienced betrayal in a relationship may find it hard to trust others in the future. They might cling to their guard, unwilling to let go of their defenses, even though it prevents them from forming meaningful connections. But here's the good news. Understanding why letting go is hard is the first step toward overcoming it. By acknowledging the fears, attachments, and societal pressures that keep us stuck, we can begin to dismantle them one by one. Let me leave you with this thought. Letting go doesn't mean forgetting or erasing the past. It means integrating the lessons of the past into your present so you can move forward with wisdom and grace. 3. The benefits of letting go. Now that we've explored why letting go is so challenging, let's shift our focus to the incredible benefits it can bring into your life. When you master the art of letting go, you open yourself up to a world of possibilities for growth, healing, and transformation. 1. Emotional freedom and inner peace. One of the most profound benefits of letting go is the sense of emotional freedom it brings. When you release the weight of past regrets, resentments, or fears, you create space for inner peace. Imagine carrying a heavy backpack filled with rocks, each rock representing a burden you've been holding on to. Now imagine setting that backpack down. How much lighter would you feel? Letting go works the same way. It allows you to unburden yourself from the emotional baggage that has been weighing you down. As the poet Rumi once said, set your life on fire. Seek those who fan your flames. This reminds us that letting go of what no longer serves us allows us to focus on what truly ignites our passion and joy. For example, consider someone who has forgiven a friend for a past betrayal. By letting go of their anger and resentment, they not only free themselves from the pain but also open the door to rebuilding trust and deepening their connection. 2. Improved relationships. Letting go can also transform your relationships, with others and with yourself. When you release toxic dynamics, whether in friendships, romantic relationships, or even family ties, you create healthier boundaries and foster more meaningful connections. Think about a time when you held on to a grudge against someone. How did it affect your relationship? Chances are, it created tension, distance, and unnecessary suffering. But when you let go of the need to be right or to punish the other person, you allow healing to take place. As the author and motivational speaker Louise Hay once said, when we forgive ourselves and others, we begin to heal. Forgiveness is a powerful form of letting go, and it paves the way for deeper understanding and compassion. 3. Greater resilience and adaptability. Another benefit of letting go is the ability to adapt to change with greater resilience. Life is full of uncertainties, and clinging to rigid expectations or outdated goals can leave you feeling stuck. By embracing the art of letting go, you become more flexible and open to new opportunities. Consider the story of Thomas Edison, one of the greatest inventors in history. After thousands of failed attempts to create the light bulb, he famously said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." Edison's ability to let go of his attachment to immediate success allowed him to persist and ultimately revolutionize the world. This teaches us an important lesson. Letting go of perfectionism and the fear of failure enables us to experiment, learn, and grow. 4. Increased focus on what truly matters. Finally, letting go helps you prioritize what truly matters in your life. When you release distractions, unnecessary responsibilities, or unrealistic expectations, you free up time and energy to focus on your passions, goals, and well-being. For instance, imagine someone who decides to let go of the pressure to please everyone around them. By doing so, they reclaim their time and energy to invest in activities that bring them joy, such as pursuing a hobby, spending time with loved ones, or simply resting. The philosopher Seneca captured this idea beautifully when he said, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." Letting go of what doesn't matter allows you to make the most of the time you have. A final thought on the benefits of letting go. To summarize, letting go is not just about releasing what no longer serves you. It's about creating space for something better. It's about finding emotional freedom, building healthier relationships, becoming more resilient, and focusing on what truly matters. Remember, letting go is a gift you give to yourself. It's an act of self-love, self-respect, and self-empowerment. As you continue this journey, keep these benefits in mind. They will serve as a reminder of why letting go is worth the effort. Chapter 2. Identifying what you need to let go of. Now that we've explored the power and benefits of letting go, it's time to take a closer look at the specific areas in your life where this practice can make the biggest impact. Letting go begins with awareness. Before you can release what no longer serves you, you need to identify what those things are. In this chapter, we'll focus on 3 key areas: unhealthy relationships, toxic thoughts and beliefs, and outdated goals and expectations. By the end of this chapter, you'll have a clear understanding of how to recognize these patterns in your own life and take the first steps toward letting them go. So let's dive in. 1. Unhealthy relationships. One of the most important areas to examine when identifying what you need to let go of is your relationships. Relationships play a central role in shaping our lives. They influence our emotions, decisions, and even our sense of self-worth. However, not all relationships are healthy or supportive. Some can drain your energy, create unnecessary stress, and hold you back from reaching your full potential. What makes a relationship unhealthy? Unhealthy relationships come in many forms. They can be romantic partnerships, friendships, family ties, or even professional connections. The common thread among them is that they leave you feeling depleted rather than fulfilled. Here are some signs of an unhealthy relationship. Constant negativity. The person consistently criticizes, belittles, or undermines you. Lack of respect. They disregard your boundaries, opinions, or feelings. One-sided dynamics. You're always the one giving, while they take without reciprocating. Emotional manipulation. They use guilt, anger, or fear to control your actions. As the author Brené Brown wisely said, you will never find peace with others until you make peace with yourself. This reminds us that healthy relationships start with self-awareness and self-respect. If you're staying in a toxic relationship because of fear, guilt, or obligation, you're not only harming yourself, you're also enabling the other person's behavior. Why is it hard to let go of unhealthy relationships? Despite the harm they cause, many people struggle to let go of unhealthy relationships. There are several reasons for this. Fear of loneliness. The thought of being alone can feel overwhelming, even if the relationship is toxic. Hope for change. You may believe that the other person will eventually change, or that things will improve over time. Guilt or obligation. You might feel responsible for fixing the relationship, or worry about hurting the other person's feelings. But here's the truth: staying in an unhealthy relationship doesn't help anyone, not you, and not the other person. By holding on, you're preventing both of you from growing and finding healthier paths forward. How to let go of unhealthy relationships. Letting go of an unhealthy relationship requires courage and clarity. Here are some practical steps to guide you through the process. 1. Acknowledge the problem. Be honest with yourself about the impact the relationship is having on your life. Write down specific examples of behaviors that are harmful or draining. 2. Set boundaries. If the relationship is worth saving, communicate your needs clearly and establish firm boundaries. If not, prepare to distance yourself emotionally and physically. 3. Seek support. Reach out to trusted friends, family members, or a therapist for guidance and encouragement. Surrounding yourself with positive influences can make the process easier. 4. Focus on self-care. Invest time and energy into activities that nurture your well-being, such as exercise, meditation, or pursuing hobbies you love. A true story: breaking free from toxicity. Let me share a powerful story about someone who learned to let go of an unhealthy relationship. Maria had been friends with Sarah for over a decade. On the surface, their friendship seemed strong. They shared memories, supported each other through tough times, and celebrated milestones together. But over the years, Maria began to notice a pattern. Every time she achieved something meaningful, a promotion at work, a personal milestone, Sarah would respond with jealousy or indifference. Instead of celebrating Maria's success, she would make backhanded comments like, "Must be nice to have everything handed to you." At first, Maria brushed it off, thinking Sarah was just going through a rough patch. But as the negativity persisted, Maria realized that the friendship was no longer serving her. She felt drained after every interaction and noticed her self-esteem beginning to suffer. After much reflection, Maria decided to set clear boundaries. She stopped sharing personal achievements with Sarah and limited their time together. Eventually, she made the difficult decision to end the friendship altogether. It wasn't easy. Maria felt guilty and worried about losing a long-time connection, but she knew it was the right choice for her well-being. Today, Maria describes the experience as one of the most liberating decisions she's ever made. By letting go of the toxic friendship, she created space for healthier, more supportive relationships to enter her life. This story teaches us that letting go of unhealthy relationships isn't about erasing the past. It's about honoring your present and future. It's about choosing to surround yourself with people who uplift, inspire, and truly care for you. 2. Toxic thoughts and beliefs. Now that we've explored unhealthy relationships, let's turn our attention to another critical area: toxic thoughts and beliefs. These are the negative patterns of thinking that hold us back from living a fulfilling and authentic life. What are toxic thoughts and beliefs? Toxic thoughts are the inner voices that tell us we're not good enough, smart enough, or worthy of love and success. They often stem from past experiences, societal conditioning, or self-imposed expectations. Over time, these thoughts can solidify into deeply ingrained beliefs that shape how we see ourselves and the world around us. Here are some common examples of toxic thoughts and beliefs. Self-doubt: I'll never be able to achieve my goals. Perfectionism: if I'm not perfect, I'm a failure. Comparison: everyone else is doing better than me. Catastrophizing: if this doesn't work out, my life is over. As the renowned psychologist Carl Jung once said, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. This reminds us that toxic thoughts and beliefs often operate beneath the surface, influencing our decisions and emotions without us even realizing it. Why are toxic thoughts so harmful? The danger of toxic thoughts lies in their ability to create a self-fulfilling prophecy. When you constantly tell yourself that you're not capable or deserving, you begin to act in ways that reinforce those beliefs. For example, someone who believes they'll fail at everything they try may avoid taking risks altogether, ensuring that they never succeed. Toxic thoughts also drain your energy and rob you of joy. They keep you stuck in a cycle of negativity, making it difficult to see opportunities or appreciate the present moment. How to let go of toxic thoughts and beliefs. Letting go of toxic thoughts requires awareness, practice, and patience. Here are some strategies to help you break free. 1. Identify the thought. Pay attention to recurring negative thoughts. Write them down and ask yourself, is this thought true? Is it helpful? 2. Challenge the belief. Replace toxic thoughts with empowering affirmations. For example, instead of saying, I'm not good enough, say, I am worthy of love and success. 3. Practice mindfulness. Use meditation or deep breathing exercises to observe your thoughts without judgment. This helps you detach from negative patterns and cultivate inner peace. 4. Seek perspective. Talk to trusted friends, mentors, or therapists to gain a fresh perspective on your situation. Often, others can see strengths and opportunities that we overlook. A true story: overcoming self-doubt. Let me share the story of James, a young entrepreneur who struggled with toxic thoughts early in his career. James had always dreamed of starting his own business. However, every time he considered taking the leap, a voice inside his head would whisper, "You're not smart enough. You'll fail just like everyone else." These thoughts kept him paralyzed, preventing him from pursuing his dream. One day, James decided to confront his self-doubt. He began journaling daily, writing down every negative thought that crossed his mind. Then, he challenged each thought by asking himself, is this really true? What evidence do I have to support or refute it? Through this process, James realized that his fears were based on assumptions, not facts. He started replacing his negative affirmations with positive ones, such as, I am capable of learning and growing. He also sought guidance from a mentor who encouraged him to take small, manageable steps toward his goal. Today, James runs a successful business that he's proud of. By letting go of his toxic thoughts, he unlocked his potential and proved to himself that he was capable of achieving greatness. This story teaches us that toxic thoughts are not facts, they're obstacles we can overcome with awareness and effort. 3. Outdated goals and expectations. The final area we'll explore in this chapter is outdated goals and expectations. As we journey through life, our values, priorities, and circumstances change. Yet, many of us cling to goals and expectations that no longer align with who we are or what we truly want. Why do we hold on to outdated goals? There are several reasons why people hold on to goals that no longer serve them. Fear of failure. Admitting that a goal is no longer relevant can feel like giving up. External pressure. Society, family, or peers may expect us to pursue certain paths, even if they don't resonate with us. Comfort zone. Familiar goals provide a sense of security, even if they're unfulfilling. For example, imagine someone who has spent years working toward a promotion at a job they no longer enjoy. They might continue chasing the promotion because it represents success in the eyes of others, even though it doesn't bring them personal satisfaction. As the author Paulo Coelho beautifully wrote, "And when you want something, all the universe conspires in helping you to achieve it." But here's the catch. You must first know what you truly want. Holding on to outdated goals prevents the universe from guiding you toward your authentic path. How to identify outdated goals and expectations. To determine whether a goal or expectation is outdated, ask yourself these questions. Does this goal still excite and inspire me? Does it align with my current values and priorities? Am I pursuing this for myself, or to meet someone else's expectations? If the answer to any of these questions is no, it may be time to let go. How to let go of outdated goals and expectations. Letting go of outdated goals requires clarity and courage. Here are some steps to guide you. 1. Reflect on your values. Take time to identify what truly matters to you right now. Write down your core values and use them as a compass to set new goals. 2. Celebrate progress. Acknowledge the effort you've put into pursuing the old goal, even if you're choosing to move in a different direction. This helps you release guilt or regret. 3. Set new intentions. Create goals that reflect your current aspirations. Make sure they're specific, measurable, and aligned with your vision for the future. 4. Embrace imperfection. Understand that it's okay to change your mind. Life is a journey of growth, and your goals should evolve alongside you. A true story, redefining success. Let me share the story of Emily, a corporate executive who redefined her definition of success. Emily had spent over a decade climbing the corporate ladder, driven by the belief that success meant earning a high salary and holding a prestigious title. She worked long hours, sacrificed personal time, and pushed herself to the brink of burnout. But one day, Emily hit a breaking point. She realized that despite her achievements, she felt empty and disconnected from her true self. After much reflection, she decided to let go of her outdated goal of climbing higher in the corporate world. Instead, she pursued a passion she had long ignored, teaching yoga. At first, Emily faced resistance from friends and family who didn't understand her decision. But she stayed true to her vision, trusting that her new path would bring her greater fulfillment. Today, Emily runs a thriving yoga studio and feels more alive than ever before. This story reminds us that letting go of outdated goals isn't about failure, it's about creating space for new dreams to emerge. It's about honoring your evolution and embracing the possibilities that lie ahead. Chapter 3. Practical Steps to Master the Art of Letting Go. In the previous chapters, we explored the power of letting go, identified what you need to release, and understood why it's so essential for your growth and well-being. Now, it's time to roll up our sleeves and dive into the how. Letting go is not just a concept, it's a practice. It requires intentional action, patience, and compassion for yourself and others. In this chapter, we'll walk through 4 practical steps that will guide you on your journey to mastering the art of letting go. 1. Acknowledge your pain. 2. Forgive yourself and others. 3. Focus on the present moment. 4. Take action to move forward. Each step builds upon the previous one, creating a roadmap that empowers you to release what no longer serves you and embrace a brighter future. So, let's begin. Step 1. Acknowledge your pain. The first step in mastering the art of letting go is to acknowledge your pain. This may sound simple, but it's often the hardest part. Many of us have been conditioned to suppress our emotions, avoid discomfort, or pretend everything is fine, even when it's not. However, ignoring your pain doesn't make it disappear. Instead, it buries itself deeper, manifesting as stress, anxiety, or even physical illness. Why is acknowledging pain so important? Acknowledging your pain is the foundation of healing. When you confront your emotions head-on, you take away their power over you. As the poet Rumi once said, the wound is the place where the light enters you. This reminds us that pain, while uncomfortable, can be a gateway to transformation, if we allow ourselves to face it. Pain comes in many forms. Emotional pain, heartbreak from a lost relationship, betrayal by a friend, or rejection at work. Physical pain, chronic illness, injury, or exhaustion caused by burnout. Existential pain, feelings of purposelessness, loneliness, or fear of the unknown. No matter its source, pain is a natural part of life. It's how we respond to it that determines whether it becomes a burden or a teacher. How to acknowledge your pain. Here are some practical strategies to help you acknowledge your pain without being overwhelmed by it. 1. Create space for your emotions. Find a quiet, safe space where you can sit with your feelings without judgment. This could be a cozy corner of your home, a park bench, or even your car. Allow yourself to feel whatever arises, sadness, anger, frustration, or grief, without trying to fix it immediately. 2. Write it down. Journaling is a powerful tool for processing emotions. Grab a notebook and write freely about what's hurting you. Don't worry about grammar or structure, just let the words flow. You might start with prompts like, "What am I feeling right now? When did this pain begin? What triggers it?" Writing helps externalize your pain, making it easier to understand and manage. 3. Name your emotions. Sometimes, simply naming your emotions can reduce their intensity. Are you feeling angry? Sad? Disappointed? Guilty? Naming your emotions gives you a sense of control and clarity. 4. Seek support. Talking to someone you trust, a friend, family member, or therapist, can provide comfort and perspective. Sharing your pain doesn't mean you're weak, it means you're human. A true story, facing the pain of loss. Let me share the story of Anna, a woman who learned to acknowledge her pain after the sudden loss of her father. Anna had always been close to her father. When he passed away unexpectedly, she was devastated. But instead of allowing herself to grieve, she threw herself into work, volunteering, and other distractions. She told herself, "I need to stay strong for my family." For months, Anna avoided talking about her father or visiting places that reminded her of him. But the more she suppressed her emotions, the heavier they became. She began experiencing insomnia, irritability, and frequent headaches. One day, a close friend encouraged her to attend a grief support group. Reluctantly, Anna agreed. During her first meeting, she listened as others shared their stories of loss. Inspired by their courage, she decided to speak up. For the first time, she openly expressed how much she missed her father, and how guilty she felt for not spending more time with him before his passing. As tears streamed down her face, Anna realized something profound. Acknowledging her pain didn't make it worse, it made it lighter. Over time, she continued attending the group, journaling her thoughts, and honoring her father's memory through small rituals like planting a tree in his favorite park. Today, Anna describes her journey as one of the most transformative experiences of her life. By acknowledging her pain, she was able to heal and find peace. Additional insights: the neuroscience of pain. Research shows that acknowledging emotional pain activates the brain's reward system, releasing dopamine and promoting a sense of relief. A study conducted by UCLA found that labeling emotions reduces activity in the amygdala, the part of the brain responsible for processing fear and stress. This means that simply naming your pain can calm your nervous system and create space for healing. Exercise, the pain inventory. To help you acknowledge your pain, try this exercise. 1. Sit quietly and take 3 deep breaths. 2. Ask yourself, what am I carrying that feels heavy? 3. Write down everything that comes to mind, whether it's a specific event, a person, or an emotion. 4. Next to each item, Rate its intensity on a scale of 1 to 10. 5. Reflect on which items feel most urgent to address. This inventory will give you a clearer picture of what needs to be released. Underscore 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 underscore. Step 2. Forgive yourself and others. The second step in mastering the art of letting go is to forgive yourself and others. Forgiveness is often misunderstood. It's not about excusing harmful behavior or forgetting the past. Instead, it's about releasing the hold that resentment, guilt, or anger has on your heart. As Mahatma Gandhi famously said, the future depends on what you do today. Holding on to grudges or self-blame keeps you tethered to the past, preventing you from moving forward. Forgiveness frees you from this anchor. Why is forgiveness so difficult? Forgiveness can be challenging because it requires vulnerability and humility. It forces us to confront uncomfortable truths about ourselves and others. Here are some common barriers to forgiveness. Fear of appearing weak. Many people believe that forgiving someone means giving them power over you. Desire for justice. You may feel that the other person doesn't deserve forgiveness unless they apologize or make amends. Self-blame. Forgiving yourself can be even harder than forgiving others, especially if you hold high standards or struggle with perfectionism. But here's the truth: forgiveness is not about the other person, it's about you. It's about reclaiming your peace and refusing to let the past dictate your future. How to forgive yourself and others. Here are some practical steps to guide you through the process of forgiveness. 1. Start with self-compassion. Before you can forgive others, you must learn to forgive yourself. Practice self-compassion by treating yourself with kindness and understanding. Remind yourself that everyone makes mistakes. It's part of being human. 2. Understand the other person's perspective. While this doesn't excuse harmful behavior, understanding someone else's motivations can help soften your heart. Ask yourself, what might have caused them to act this way? 3. Release expectations. Let go of the need for an apology or restitution. Forgiveness is a gift you give yourself, not something you wait for others to earn. 4. Practice gratitude. Shift your focus from what went wrong to what you've learned. For example, if a failed relationship taught you about boundaries, express gratitude for that lesson. A true story: forgiving a betrayal. Let me share the story of David, a man who learned to forgive after being betrayed by his business partner. David had co-founded a startup with his best friend, Mark. Together, they poured their hearts and savings into building the company. But one day, David discovered that Mark had secretly taken a large sum of money from the business to fund his personal expenses. Devastated and furious, David ended the partnership and cut ties with Mark. For years, David carried the weight of betrayal. He replayed the incident in his mind, imagining all the ways he could confront Mark and demand justice. But the anger only consumed him, leaving little room for joy or creativity. One day, during a meditation retreat, David heard a speaker say, "Holding on to resentment is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die." These words struck a chord. That night, David wrote a letter to Mark, not to send, but to release his own pain. In the letter, he expressed his hurt, disappointment, and eventual decision to forgive. Writing the letter didn't erase the betrayal, but it lifted a tremendous burden off David's shoulders. Over time, he noticed a shift in his energy. He felt lighter, freer, and more open to new opportunities. Additional insights: the benefits of forgiveness. Studies show that forgiveness has profound benefits for mental and physical health. According to research published in the Journal of Health Psychology, individuals who practice forgiveness experience lower levels of stress, improved sleep quality, and reduced risk of chronic illnesses such as hypertension. Forgiveness also strengthens relationships. By choosing to forgive, you create space for reconciliation, or, at the very least, closure. Exercise: the forgiveness letter. To help you practice forgiveness, try this exercise. 1. Write a letter to the person you need to forgive, or to yourself. 2. Express your feelings honestly, anger, sadness, disappointment, but also include your intention to forgive. 3. If you feel ready, consider sharing the letter. If not, destroy it as a symbolic act of release. This exercise can help you process unresolved emotions and move toward healing. Step 3. Focus on the present moment. The third step in mastering the art of letting go is to focus on the present moment. So often, we find ourselves trapped between regrets about the past and anxieties about the future. This mental tug-of-war keeps us from fully experiencing life as it unfolds right now. As the spiritual teacher Thich Nhat Hanh once said, the present moment is filled with joy and happiness. If you are attentive, you will see it. Focusing on the present moment allows you to reclaim your power, reduce stress, and cultivate a deeper sense of peace. Why is focusing on the present so important? Our minds are wired to wander, to replay past events or imagine future scenarios. While this ability helps us plan and learn, it can also lead to rumination and worry. Studies show that people spend nearly 47% of their waking hours thinking about something other than what they're doing. This constant mental distraction not only drains our energy but also diminishes our happiness. Focusing on the present moment breaks this cycle. It anchors you in reality, helping you respond to life's challenges with clarity and calmness. How to focus on the present moment. Here are some practical techniques to help you stay grounded in the here and now. 1. Practice mindfulness meditation. Mindfulness meditation is one of the most effective ways to train your mind to focus on the present. Start by sitting comfortably, closing your eyes, and focusing on your breath. Notice the sensation of air entering and leaving your nostrils. When your mind wanders, and it will, gently bring your attention back to your breath without judgment. Research published in the journal JAMA Internal Medicine found that mindfulness meditation significantly reduces symptoms of anxiety, depression, and pain. Even just 10 minutes a day can make a noticeable difference. 2. Engage your senses. Use your senses to anchor yourself in the present moment. For example, when eating a meal, pay attention to the taste, texture, and aroma of the food. When walking outside, notice the colors of the sky, the sound of birds chirping, or the feeling of the breeze on your skin. Engaging your senses helps pull your mind away from distractions. 3. Use grounding techniques. Grounding techniques are simple exercises designed to bring your awareness back to the present. One popular method is the 5-4-3-2-1 technique. Name 5 things you can see. Name 4 things you can touch. Name 3 things you can hear. Name 2 things you can smell. Name 1 thing you can taste. This exercise is particularly helpful during moments of overwhelm or panic. 4. Limit multitasking. Multitasking fragments your attention and pulls you out of the present moment. Instead, focus on one task at a time. For example, if you're having a conversation with someone, give them your full attention rather than checking your phone or thinking about your to-do list. A true story. Finding peace in the present. Let me share the story of Lisa, a woman who discovered the transformative power of living in the present moment. Lisa was a high-powered executive who prided herself on her ability to juggle multiple responsibilities. However, her relentless pace left her feeling constantly stressed and disconnected from her family. She often found herself scrolling through work emails during dinner or zoning out during conversations with her children. One day, her therapist suggested she try mindfulness meditation. Skeptical but desperate for relief, Lisa downloaded a meditation app and committed to practicing for 5 minutes each morning. At first, she struggled to quiet her racing thoughts. But over time, she began to notice subtle shifts. She felt calmer, more focused, and less reactive to stress. Inspired by her progress, Lisa started incorporating mindfulness into other areas of her life. During meals, she put away her phone and savored each bite. When playing with her kids, she gave them her undivided attention, noticing the joy in their laughter and the warmth of their hugs. Today, Lisa describes mindfulness as a lifeline that saved her from burnout. By focusing on the present moment, she rediscovered the beauty of everyday life and strengthened her relationships. Additional insights. The Science of Mindfulness. Mindfulness has been extensively studied for its benefits on mental and physical health. A landmark study conducted at Harvard University found that mindfulness meditation increases gray matter density in brain regions associated with memory, learning, and emotional regulation. Moreover, mindfulness reduces activity in the default mode network, DMN, the part of the brain responsible for mind-wandering and self-referential thoughts. This means that practicing mindfulness helps quiet the inner critic and promotes a state of flow. Exercise, the mindful pause. To help you focus on the present moment, try this simple exercise. 1. Set a timer for 1 minute. 2. Close your eyes and take slow, deep breaths. 3. With each inhale, silently say to yourself, I am here. 4. With each exhale, silently say, I am now. 5. When the timer goes off, notice how you feel. Are you calmer? More centered? Repeat this exercise several times a day, especially during moments of stress or distraction. Step 4. Take action to move forward. The final step in mastering the art of letting go is to take action to move forward. Letting go is not a passive process. It requires intentionality and effort. Once you've acknowledged your pain, forgiven yourself and others, and focused on the present moment, it's time to create a new path forward. As the motivational speaker Tony Robbins famously said, the only impossible journey is the one you never begin. Taking action empowers you to rewrite your story and build a life aligned with your values and aspirations. Why is taking action so important? Letting go without taking action can leave you stuck in limbo. You may release the past, but unless you actively pursue new goals and habits, you risk falling back into old patterns. Taking action gives you momentum, purpose, and a sense of accomplishment. How to take action to move forward. Here are some practical strategies to help you take meaningful steps toward your future. 1. Set clear intentions. Begin by clarifying what you want to achieve. Write down your goals and break them into smaller, manageable steps. For example, if your goal is to improve your health, start with daily actions like drinking more water, going for a 10-minute walk, or preparing a healthy meal. 2. Create a vision board. A vision board is a visual representation of your dreams and aspirations. Gather images, quotes, and symbols that inspire you and arrange them on a poster board. Place the board somewhere visible to remind yourself of your goals every day. 3. Establish new habits. Habits shape your life. Identify behaviors that support your growth and commit to practicing them consistently. For example, if you want to cultivate gratitude, start a daily journal where you write 3 things you're thankful for. 4. Celebrate small wins. Progress, no matter how small, deserves recognition. Celebrating your achievements boosts motivation and reinforces positive behavior. For instance, treat yourself to a favorite snack after completing a challenging task or share your success with a friend. A true story, building a new life. Let me share the story of Michael, a man who rebuilt his life after losing everything. Michael had spent years building a successful career in real estate. But when the market crashed, he lost his business, his savings, and eventually his home. Devastated and ashamed, he moved in with his parents and struggled to find direction. At first, Michael wallowed in self-pity, blaming himself for his failures. But one day, he realized that dwelling on the past wouldn't change his circumstances. He decided to take action. Michael started by setting small, achievable goals. He updated his resume, reached out to former colleagues, and enrolled in online courses to sharpen his skills. He also began volunteering at a local shelter, which gave him a renewed sense of purpose. Slowly but surely, Michael rebuilt his confidence and network. Within a year, he landed a new job and eventually started his own consulting firm. Looking back, he credits his success to taking consistent action, even when it felt daunting. Additional insights: the power of incremental change. Research shows that small, consistent actions lead to significant results over time. James Clear, author of Atomic Habits, explains that improving just 1% each day compounds into massive growth. For example, reading 10 pages a day adds up to over 3,600 pages in a year, equivalent to 12 books. This principle applies to all areas of life. Whether you're working on your career, relationships, or personal development, incremental progress is key. Exercise, the action plan. To help you take action, try this exercise. 1. Write down one area of your life you want to improve, e.g., health, career, relationships. 2. Break it into 3 specific goals. For example, Goal 1. Exercise for 20 minutes, 3 times a week. Goal 2. Network with one new person in my industry each month. Goal 3. Spend quality time with loved ones every weekend. 3. Create a timeline for achieving these goals. 4. Track your progress weekly and adjust as needed. This exercise provides structure and accountability, making it easier to stay on track. Chapter 4. Building a life of peace and fulfillment after letting go. By now, you've learned how to identify what no longer serves you, master the art of letting go, and take action to move forward. But the journey doesn't end there. Letting go is not just about releasing, it's about creating. It's about building a life that reflects your true self, nurtures meaningful connections, and aligns with your deepest values. In this chapter, we'll explore 4 key areas to focus on as you step into this new chapter of your life. 1. Rediscover your true self. 2. Cultivate positive relationships. 3. Embrace change and uncertainty. 4. Celebrate small wins. Each of these steps will empower you to live with authenticity, joy, and purpose. So let's dive in. 1. Rediscover your true self. The first step in building a life of peace and fulfillment is to rediscover your true self. Letting go of toxic patterns, outdated goals, and unhealthy relationships creates space for you to reconnect with who you truly are. As the poet Maya Angelou once said, "You are only free when you realize you belong no place. You belong every place, no place at all." This reminds us that rediscovering your true self is about embracing your uniqueness and finding freedom in being authentically you. Why is rediscovering your true self so important? Over time, societal expectations, past traumas, and external pressures can cause us to lose touch with our authentic selves. We may adopt roles or behaviors that don't align with our values simply to fit in or avoid conflict. Rediscovering your true self allows you to reclaim your identity and live a life that feels genuine and fulfilling. How to rediscover your true self. Here are some practical strategies to help you reconnect with your authentic self. 1. Reflect on your values. Take time to identify what truly matters to you. Write down your core values, things like honesty, creativity, compassion, or adventure, and assess whether your current lifestyle aligns with them. If not, consider making changes to bring your life into harmony with your values. 2. Explore your passions. What activities make you lose track of time? What hobbies or interests light up your soul? Revisit old passions or try something completely new. For example, if you've always loved painting but stopped due to lack of time, set aside an hour each week to pick up a brush again. 3. Ask yourself deep questions. Journaling can be a powerful tool for self-discovery. Ask yourself questions like, what brings me the most joy? When do I feel most alive? What would I do if I weren't afraid of failing? These questions can reveal insights about your desires and motivations. 4. Practice self-compassion. Be kind to yourself as you explore your true self. Remember that rediscovery is a process, not a destination. Allow yourself to experiment, make mistakes, and grow without judgment. A true story, finding her voice again. Let me share the story of Rachel, a woman who rediscovered her true self after years of living for others. Rachel had always dreamed of becoming a writer. As a child, she filled notebooks with stories and poems, losing herself in imaginary worlds. But as she grew older, practical concerns took precedence. She pursued a stable career in accounting to please her parents and provide financial security for her family. For years, Rachel suppressed her creative side, telling herself that writing was a frivolous hobby. But deep down, she felt unfulfilled. One day, during a particularly stressful week at work, she stumbled upon an old journal from her teenage years. Reading her youthful words reignited a spark within her. Determined to honor her true self, Rachel began setting aside time each evening to write. At first, it was just a few paragraphs before bed. But over time, her nightly ritual grew into a full-fledged passion project. She started sharing her work online, receiving encouragement from readers around the world. Today, Rachel balances her day job with her writing career. While she hasn't quit accounting entirely, she's found a way to integrate her true self into her daily life. Writing has brought her immense joy and a renewed sense of purpose. Additional insights: the role of authenticity in happiness. Research shows that living authentically is closely linked to happiness and well-being. A study published in the Journal of Counseling Psychology found that individuals who act in alignment with their true selves report higher levels of life satisfaction, self-esteem, and resilience. Authenticity also strengthens relationships. When you show up as your genuine self, others are more likely to trust and connect with you on a deeper level. Exercise: the values audit. To help you rediscover your true self, try this exercise. 1. Write down 5 values that are most important to you, e.g., kindness, independence, curiosity. 2. Rate how well your current life aligns with each value on a scale of 1 to 10. 3. Identify one small change you can make to better align with your values. This exercise provides clarity and direction as you build a life that honors your true self. 2. Cultivate positive relationships. The second step in building a life of peace and fulfillment is to cultivate positive relationships. After letting go of toxic dynamics, it's essential to surround yourself with people who uplift, inspire, and support you. As the author Jim Rohn famously said, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. This highlights the profound impact relationships have on your mindset, behavior, and overall well-being. Why are positive relationships so important? Positive relationships provide emotional support, foster personal growth, and enhance your quality of life. They create a sense of belonging and remind you that you're not alone in your journey. On the other hand, negative relationships can drain your energy, erode your confidence, and hinder your progress. How to cultivate positive relationships. Here are some practical strategies to help you build and nurture healthy connections. 1. Set boundaries. Healthy relationships require clear boundaries. Communicate your needs openly and assertively. For example, if you need alone time to recharge, let your loved ones know rather than feeling guilty about it. 2. Practice active listening. Truly listen when others speak without interrupting or planning your response. Show empathy by validating their feelings and offering support. 3. Surround yourself with positive influences. Spend time with people who radiate positivity, kindness, and ambition. Their energy will rub off on you and inspire you to become the best version of yourself. 4. Invest in quality time. Focus on deepening your connections rather than accumulating superficial ones. Plan meaningful activities with friends and family, such as cooking together, going for a hike, or having heartfelt conversations. A true story: building a supportive community. Let me share the story of Mark, a man who transformed his social circle after leaving a toxic friendship. Mark had been friends with Jake since college. Over the years, he noticed that Jake's negativity and constant complaining brought him down. Despite multiple attempts to address the issue, nothing changed. Eventually, Mark made the difficult decision to distance himself from Jake. At first, Mark felt isolated and unsure of how to rebuild his social life. He joined a local book club to meet new people and gradually formed friendships with members who shared his love for literature and intellectual discussions. One member, Sarah, introduced Mark to volunteer opportunities at a community garden. Through these experiences, Mark discovered a passion for environmental activism and met like-minded individuals who inspired him to pursue meaningful projects. Today, Mark describes his new friendships as some of the most rewarding relationships he's ever had. Surrounding himself with positive influences has not only improved his mood but also expanded his horizons. Additional insights: the science of social connections. Studies consistently show that strong social connections are vital for mental and physical health. Research conducted by Harvard University found that people with robust social networks live longer, experience less stress, and recover faster from illnesses compared to those who are socially isolated. Positive relationships also boost oxytocin levels, the feel-good hormone, promoting feelings of trust and bonding. Exercise, the relationship map. To help you cultivate positive relationships, try this exercise. 1. Draw a circle and divide it into 3 sections: family, friends, and colleagues. 2. Write the names of people in each category who bring positivity into your life. 3. Next to each name, note one way they contribute to your well-being, e.g., humor, wisdom, encouragement. 4. Reflect on how you can nurture these relationships further. This exercise helps you appreciate the people who matter most and prioritize spending time with them. 3. Embrace change and uncertainty. The third step in building a life of peace and fulfillment is to embrace change and uncertainty. Life is inherently unpredictable, and resisting change only creates unnecessary suffering. By learning to flow with life's twists and turns, you can cultivate resilience, adaptability, and a deeper sense of trust in the process. As the philosopher Heraclitus once said, the only constant in life is change. This timeless wisdom reminds us that change is not something to fear, it's an opportunity for growth and transformation. Why is embracing change so challenging? Humans are creatures of habit. We crave stability and predictability because they provide a sense of control. However, clinging to the familiar can prevent us from embracing new opportunities or adapting to evolving circumstances. Fear of the unknown often holds us back, keeping us stuck in outdated patterns or unfulfilling situations. For example, consider someone who stays in a job they dislike because it feels safe, even though they dream of starting their own business. The fear of failure or financial instability keeps them trapped in a cycle of dissatisfaction. How to embrace change and uncertainty. Here are some practical strategies to help you navigate change with grace and confidence. 1. Shift your mindset. Instead of viewing change as a threat, see it as an opportunity for growth. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this situation? Or how can this change lead to something better? 2. Practice acceptance. Acceptance doesn't mean giving up, it means acknowledging reality without resistance. For instance, if you've recently experienced a career setback, accept that it happened and focus on what you can do next rather than dwelling on what went wrong. 3. Develop flexibility. Build habits that promote adaptability, such as staying open-minded, trying new things, and being willing to adjust your plans when necessary. For example, if a project at work takes an unexpected turn, approach it with curiosity rather than frustration. 4. Trust the process. Trust that life unfolds as it should, even when you can't see the bigger picture. Meditation and mindfulness practices can help you cultivate patience and faith during uncertain times. A true story, thriving through change. Let me share the story of Emma, a woman who learned to embrace change after a major life transition. Emma had spent over a decade working as a teacher, a profession she loved. But when her school district faced budget cuts, she was laid off unexpectedly. At first, Emma felt devastated and unsure of what to do next. Teaching had been her identity for so long that she struggled to imagine herself in any other role. Rather than resisting the change, Emma decided to view it as an opportunity to explore new possibilities. She enrolled in online courses to learn graphic design, a hobby she'd always enjoyed but never pursued professionally. Within months, she began freelancing and eventually launched her own design business. Looking back, Emma realizes that losing her teaching job was a blessing in disguise. It pushed her out of her comfort zone and allowed her to discover a hidden talent. Today, she describes herself as more resilient and adaptable than ever before. Additional insights. The neuroscience of adaptability. Research shows that embracing change activates the brain's neuroplasticity, the ability to form new neural connections throughout life. A study published in Nature Neuroscience found that individuals who adopt a growth mindset, believing abilities can be developed, are better equipped to handle challenges and recover from setbacks. This highlights the importance of reframing change as a chance to grow rather than a source of fear. Exercise the Change Journal. To help you embrace change, try this exercise. 1. Write down a recent change or challenge you're facing. 2. List 3 potential benefits or opportunities that could arise from this situation. 3. Reflect on how you can take proactive steps to adapt and thrive. This exercise shifts your perspective and empowers you to approach change with optimism. 4. Celebrate small wins. The final step in building a life of peace and fulfillment is to celebrate small wins. Often, we focus so much on big goals and milestones that we overlook the incremental progress we make along the way. Celebrating small wins reinforces positive behavior, boosts motivation, and reminds you of how far you've come. As the motivational speaker Zig Ziglar once said, "Little victories lead to big successes." Recognizing and celebrating your achievements, no matter how small, creates momentum and fuels your journey forward. Why is celebrating small wins so important? Celebrating small wins helps combat perfectionism and discouragement. When you acknowledge progress, you build confidence and resilience. It also shifts your focus from what's lacking to what's already working, fostering a sense of gratitude and satisfaction. For example, imagine someone trying to develop a daily meditation practice. If they only celebrate reaching 30 consecutive days of meditation, they might feel discouraged if they miss a day early on. However, by celebrating each successful session, even if it's just 5 minutes, they stay motivated and committed to the habit. How to celebrate small wins. Here are some practical ways to honor your progress. 1. Keep a success journal. Dedicate a notebook to recording your accomplishments, no matter how minor they seem. For instance, write down moments like completing a task, overcoming a fear, or receiving positive feedback. 2. Reward yourself. Treat yourself to something special when you achieve a milestone. This could be enjoying your favorite dessert, taking a relaxing bath, or buying a small gift for yourself. 3. Share your wins. Tell a friend, family member, or mentor about your achievements. Sharing your success not only amplifies the joy but also strengthens your support network. 4. Reflect on growth. Periodically review your progress to see how far you've come. For example, compare where you were 6 months ago to where you are now. This reflection reinforces your belief in your ability to grow and succeed. A true story, finding joy in progress. Let me share the story of David, a man who transformed his life by celebrating small wins. David had always struggled with weight loss. Every time he set a fitness goal, he became discouraged when he didn't see immediate results. Frustrated, he would give up within weeks. One day, a coach suggested a different approach. Instead of focusing solely on the end goal, David should celebrate every step of the journey. He started tracking his workouts, logging his meals, and rewarding himself for sticking to his plan, even if it was just drinking enough water one day. Over time, these small celebrations kept him motivated. He began noticing subtle changes in his energy levels, strength, and overall well-being. Eventually, he reached his weight loss goal, but more importantly, he developed sustainable habits and a positive relationship with fitness. Today, David credits his success to celebrating small wins. By focusing on progress rather than perfection, he created lasting change. Additional insights: the power of positive reinforcement. Studies show that celebrating small wins triggers the release of dopamine, a neurotransmitter associated with pleasure and reward. According to research published in Harvard Business Review, recognizing achievements boosts productivity, creativity, and overall happiness. This means that celebrating your progress isn't just a feel-good activity, it's a scientifically proven strategy for success. Exercise the win jar. To help you celebrate small wins, try this exercise. 1. Find a jar and some slips of paper. 2. Each day, write down one thing you accomplished, no matter how small, and place it in the jar. 3. At the end of the week or month, empty the jar and read through your wins. This simple ritual reminds you of your progress and inspires you to keep moving forward. Audiobook conclusion. Congratulations, our listeners, you've made it to the end of this transformative journey through the art of letting go. Before we part ways, let's take a moment to reflect on the key lessons we've explored together. These insights are not just ideas, They're tools you can use to create a life filled with peace, purpose, and fulfillment. Chapter 1: Understanding the Power of Letting Go. We began by understanding what letting go truly means. It's not about giving up or losing, it's about releasing what no longer serves you so you can make space for growth and joy. We learned that letting go is difficult because of fear, attachment, and societal pressures, but the benefits, emotional freedom, stronger relationships, and greater resilience, are worth every effort. As we discussed, letting go is an act of courage. As the poet Rumi said, when you let go of who you are, you become who you might be. This reminds us that letting go is not a loss, it's a liberation. Chapter 2: Identifying what you need to let go of. Next, we identified the specific areas in your life that may need releasing. We explored unhealthy relationships that drain your energy, toxic thoughts that hold you back, and outdated goals that no longer align with your true self. By recognizing these patterns, you gain the clarity needed to move forward. Chapter 3: Practical Steps to Master the Art of Letting Go. In Chapter 3, we dove into actionable steps to help you master the art of letting go. You learn how to acknowledge your pain, forgive yourself and others, focus on the present moment, and take action to move forward. Each step builds upon the previous one, creating a roadmap for transformation. Chapter 4: Building a Life of Peace and Fulfillment After Letting Go. Finally, in Chapter 4, we explored how to build a life that reflects your true self after letting go. We discussed the importance of rediscovering your passions, cultivating positive relationships, embracing change, and celebrating small wins. These chapters have equipped you with the knowledge and tools to transform your life. But remember, knowledge alone is not enough. It's the application of these principles that will truly make a difference. Now that you've gained these valuable insights, I want to encourage you to take action. Letting go is not a one-time event, it's a lifelong practice. Here's how you can start applying these lessons today. 1. Start small. You don't have to overhaul your entire life overnight. Begin with one area where you feel stuck or overwhelmed. Perhaps it's a toxic relationship you need to release, a limiting belief you need to challenge, or a habit you want to change. Take one small step toward letting go, and build from there. 2. Be patient with yourself. Change takes time, and setbacks are inevitable. Don't be discouraged if you stumble along the way. Treat yourself with kindness and compassion, knowing that every effort brings you closer to the life you desire. 3. Stay consistent. Consistency is key to lasting transformation. Whether it's practicing mindfulness for 5 minutes each day, setting boundaries in your relationships, or celebrating small wins, commit to making these practices a regular part of your routine. Over time, they will become second nature. 4. Surround yourself with support. You don't have to do this alone. Share your journey with trusted friends, family members, or mentors who can offer encouragement and guidance. Consider joining communities or groups where you can connect with like-minded individuals who are also committed to growth. A final story: the butterfly effect of letting go. Let me leave you with one final story, a powerful reminder of the ripple effect of letting go. Sophia was a woman who had spent years holding on to resentment toward her estranged father. Their relationship had been strained since her childhood, and she carried the pain of his absence deep within her heart. For decades, she avoided thinking about him, burying her emotions under layers of anger and bitterness. One day, during a therapy session, Sophia realized that her unresolved feelings were affecting her ability to trust others and form meaningful relationships. With her therapist's guidance, she decided to write a letter to her father, not to send, but to release her pain. In the letter, she expressed her hurt, disappointment, and eventual decision to forgive him. Writing the letter didn't erase the past, but it freed Sophia from its grip. She noticed immediate changes in her life. She felt lighter, more open, and more willing to connect with others. A year later, she reconnected with her father, and while their relationship wasn't perfect, it was healing. This story illustrates the profound impact of letting go, not just on your own life, but on the lives of those around you. When you release what no longer serves you, you create space for miracles to unfold. As the Dalai Lama wisely said, happiness is not something ready-made. It comes from your own actions. Your journey of letting go is the foundation for a happier, more fulfilling life. Trust the process, stay committed, and watch as your efforts bear fruit. Before we conclude, I want to take a moment to express my deepest gratitude to you. Thank you for investing your time and energy into this audiobook. Your willingness to explore the art of letting go shows incredible strength and openness to growth. I hope this journey has inspired you to embrace change, release what no longer serves you, and build a life that reflects your true self. Remember, you are capable of extraordinary things. Every step you take toward letting go brings you closer to the peace and fulfillment you deserve. If you found value in this audiobook, I'd be honored if you could show your support by liking, sharing, and subscribing to the Wisdom Audiobooks channel. Your engagement helps us reach more people and share these transformative teachings with the world. And finally, never forget, you are not alone on this journey. Millions of people around the globe are walking similar paths, seeking growth, healing, and connection. Together, we can create a ripple effect of positivity and change. Thank you once again for being here. May your wisdom journey continue to unfold in beautiful and unexpected ways. Until next time, take care and keep shining your light.